Okay, this is Rani Ahmad. This is lesson 14 in TCL graphical user interface labels and buttons. Now, here's the true time, okay, which we will be from now on talking about graphical interface programming in TK using TK, which is the graphical part of TCL. Okay, using the interpreter which that's here, okay, in this line, instead of using TCL/SH. Okay. Now, okay, in this lesson we're going to talk about labels, which we spoken about in the first lesson, in lesson number 1. Okay, but now we're going to talk about buttons. We're gonna add more information to GUI application programming. Okay. Using buttons now. Okay, now how it will work. You have to understand first there's a rule that things which are graphical, okay, they will be shown, okay, after the terminal output. Okay, anything if you wrote something a mix of graphical and terminal stuff, okay, terminal stuff will be shown prior to graphical stuff. Okay, and once the terminal stuff and shell stuff is finished, okay, you will be you will be seeing the graphical stuff executed. Now, our program here is this one. It's just a counter from 0 till 5 or 6, however the counting is. So you'll see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and every time the text of the button that I'm clicking will change and show a number which is twice the number that's in this label here. Okay, the current count will show 5. Click me will show, which is the button, will show 10, and 1 will be 2, 2 will be 4, and so on. Okay, 3 is 6 and 4 is 10. 4 is 8. Now, and every time it reaches 5, it resets the counter to 0. It resets the counter. Okay, it's not really to 0, it's here to -1. But let's start with how things are coded. First of all, we have, just to write this counter, we need this variable counter as 0. We start from 0. This is where the true program starts running, from this line. Okay, this is the starting point of reading the code and executing it. Okay, so what about this, in the top part? Yes, it's executed, yes, but it's postponed to be executed. Okay, it won't be executed unless it's called by the widgets. The widgets are the GUI elements. Okay, like the button, the label, the window. All this is a widget. Now, so our program must start logically, or from this part. Okay, and because before running anything, you have to define what's there in your window, whether it's a button, it's a label, it's a list, it's checkbox, whatever. Okay, list box or check button, ready button, whatever. So those are postponed till later. Now we have label. We are defining a label and we call it .lab. It's called lab, but this dot means the root window. This is the main window. If you have another window popping up from the main window, that will have a different naming. Okay, but and we'll talk about that later using command named top level. But for now, the first dot is the name of the first and root window, the very main window. Okay. Now, and minus text variable is an option that will hold the variable that holds the text of the label. So text var, when it's the variable that I'm going to use, and this line will be set to this, and this line too will be shown here. Okay. So if I re-execute it, see, it started with 0. This is a label. It does not start with the counter is something. So this is where the label is, and let me make this always on top. And next I want to define the button. See, it's highlighting. Okay, it's getting flashy. This is what's flashy. This is my button, and I'm saying I have a button coming from the root window, from the dot, which is the root window, and it's named but. Sorry, but. So it's dot but. So this button, okay, dot but is its text here, named click me. Okay, see, and there's a spacing here. That's the spacing expressed here. And it calls a command, it calls a procedure, if you'd like, named clicks counter, and this is it. Okay, it has no parameters. If you have parameters, just mention them here. Okay. And here it's the same as in the .lab, the text variable. It's the variable that we're gonna use, okay, to manipulate the text of the button, and this variable is gonna be used and changed, and I mean like changing the value, okay, inside the procedure that I'm gonna call. Okay, so then I pack them because I want to pack them in the main window. So I say pack.lab, then pack.but. If you put .but before .lab, it means that button is before the label. Okay, the sequence is important here. Okay, I think we can just do it. Doesn't matter. You can just put here. Now you see the label is before. And save it. Close it. Okay. This is another execution. See, the button is before they switched places. Okay, they swap places. Okay, returning things back. Okay, some would say that there's also the command grid instead of pack. Grid puts things wherever you want, but just for now we're gonna talk about pack until we digest all the GUI commands, okay, and GUI widgets. So put this as always on top, and every time I click me, it should and it must call the function or the procedure clicks counter, and it goes to clicks counter and execute what's inside. Now, from the functions and variable scope lesson, which is lesson 12, I think. Okay, you know that counter, you see and you notice that counter is outside the function, so that's why I'm using the global to call and catch the value that's outside the function place and body. And we have to use global for the text variables, okay, text var and text var2, okay. We have to use global to catch them because they are already outside the function. Now, going back to our logic, we need a counter. So every time I click, I check. So every time I click, I check how much the value of the variable counter is. So, but every time you click, okay, it will call this. Okay, it's as if there is a while loop. Okay, but every time you click, it will call. Every time you click, it will call it. Okay, so it goes back. So every time you call, you click, it will see like an infinite loop. Okay, and the check will be run. If it is not equal to 5, increment the counter and set the text variables. And by the way, once you set them, they are already changed in the code. Okay, every time I call it, see, set the text var, and they will be changed. Okay, and click me, what? Get the expression of counter and multiply it by 2 and output that beside click me, and we get for 5, for example, it will be 10. Okay, now next time it will see, not just the next time, I mean like when you reach 5, okay, it is 5, so this means the body of f, those 3 lines are discarded. Okay, and it will switch its way to the else command and say set the counter as -1. So it will make it -1. Next time you increment, it will start from 0. Okay, because it's not 5, it will go to 0. Okay, it's now -1. Now you go to f counter not 5. Of course it's not 5, it's -1. So you go to the lines of f, increment counter, so -1 plus 1, it is 0, so that's why you get a 0, and the multiplication by 2 will give you 0 again. Okay, repeat the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, and this is how my counter will work all the time, resets when it reads 5. Okay, and that's all about our program for now. Thanks for watching.